Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary video. Today we're going to be talking about the unexpected reveal of the features of the upcoming autumn drop. Now, if you didn't know, recently, about a day ago, there was a Minecraft Live which talked about a whole host of features such as the recently dropped Chaos Cubed update, and then other things like Dungeons 2 and, of course, the Minecraft movie. So, as a whole, the Minecraft Live 2026 was quite a worthwhile watch. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to watch it live. When I woke up the next morning, I did give it a look. Now, at the end of the live, we were teased by the development team some features of the upcoming autumn drop, which will have snapshots by the end of the summer. The first thing they teased was the upcoming Dappled Forest biome. Now, this biome personally is really cool. There's a lot of recent biomes that I haven't really had much care for that developers have added, but the Dappled Forest is something that I and the community have been asking for such a long time, which is a seasonal or autumn kind of forest. Naming conventions aside, the biome itself is really cool, filled with these luscious like reds and oranges in both the foliage of the new poplar trees, but also on the ground. Other than this, the forest is also covered in a bunch of mushrooms and leaf litter, like other forests. But it also adds a new kind of red bush, which stays red despite the biome tint, which is pretty cool. It also adds a new wood type, the poplar wood set, which is very reminiscent of the pale oak wood set, but a darker grey colour, which the development team has said themselves is actually going to be very useful in build palettes that incorporate stone. As for the design of the trees themselves, I think they are quite simplistic, very reminiscent of the sort of rounded shape of cherry blossom trees and recent trees in general. But it's not just a reskin like the pale oak was of dark oak, and it's not overly complicated like mangrove trees. So overall, I would say it's quite a balanced design. The second reveal that the developers over at Mojang introduced after the Dappled Forest was a structure that could both be found within the forest and spawn in other biomes, the Abandoned Campsite. I think this campsite is quite a nice early game structure that we've wanted for quite a long time in the game, so I think it's really cool to see such a unique structure be added. Furthermore, I think that the idea of just finding these campsites in your world just adds more to the lore, and it fits very well with the sort of vibes and that the other structures of the world have, which are like abandoned civilizations, albeit more recent encampment. Following this reveal, a third and very game-changing reveal was introduced, which is slabs and stairs variants of all of the block colors. Now, I personally think this is quite interesting because they haven't really, obviously wool has been in the game for such a long time, and they've only recently decided to add this as a feature. I know some members of the community have been asking for something like this for such a long time, and it does fit with obviously the campsites and stuff, but to me it feels like more of a convenience thing. Like, they couldn't figure out how to make the campsites look good, so they just added this feature that big parts of the community wanted anyway. Personally, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I mean, I think nowadays wool is a lot less used in palettes, unless you're doing these hyper complex palettes that are meant to be seen as a distance where the specific shade is required. But when it comes to most builders, I think wool was phased out of a primary color block when other options like terracotta and concrete were added. It would be nice to see this be introduced to other blocks then, especially stained glass, which people have been asking for ages, but also things like the aforementioned terracotta, especially, I would love that, and concrete to a lesser degree. Nonetheless, I don't know, I don't have much of an opinion on it, to be honest, but a lot of people wanted it, so it's good to see. Now, would I personally say that this new drop is bad? Well, I'm not too sure. I am a sucker for a drop that introduces nice aesthetics to a biome or a quality of life ambient feature. So a cool forest like this is something that I usually can't hate on, you know? That doesn't mean it's free from my criticisms, however. The first thing that I do kind of have to hate on is like the introduction of the stairs and slabs for wool. I mean, even though it has been something that people wanted for such a long time, it really does just feel like the developers couldn't figure out a better way of making the structure, so they just invented a new like block variation because it was more convenient for them. Furthermore, I mean, the biome is very nice and cool, but I'm not too sure how I do feel about the new wood variant, the poplar wood variant. I do feel like it's just, I don't know, it doesn't fit too well. Like, why would we need that sort of shade? It's too, for me at least, it's too similar to the pale oak wood. And yeah, I mean, it's a kind of duller color grey, but it literally just looks like a duller pale oak variation, you know? And I mean, I think we would benefit from a more darker sort of wood variant, like a darker grey maybe, I could get by. But I think at the moment it's just too light and pasty and too similar to pale oak. Like, why would I want this, you know? I mean, furthermore, like, this update is very reminiscent of the recent Minecraft updates with the generic random tree new block that is weird, and the only thing it's really missing is the strange mob. But I'm not going to be surprised if they introduce like a deer or something to this biome later down the line. I'm very much in the camp of, I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetic or the drops being released of recent Minecraft years compared to the past, but that's because I'm a cranky old timer. That doesn't mean the update's necessarily bad, and I think this one's one of the better of the drops. I want to know what you guys think about that in the comments below. And whilst you're down there, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Whilst you're telling me about your opinions on the updates of recent, I'm talking post 1.18, and then your opinions on the drops as well, like which drops did you like and which ones did you hate. Anyway, back to the discussion. Even though earlier I did kind of joke about, or they haven't added the weird mob yet, and then suggested like a deer or a stag or something, I don't think that's a wholly bad idea. I personally do think it's kind of a missed opportunity. Like, they should add a more temperate mob like this, and it doesn't just have to spawn in this new dappled forest biome, but it can also spawn in other temperate forests like taiga or maybe even snowy regions, you know? I think something special like a deer is very Minecrafty, and we already have stuff like foxes. It'd be cool to like expand in that area, and well, hopefully maybe in the future they do add that, but we'll see. In all fairness, a big reason why the community pushed back on random mobs getting added was because of their lack of utility, you know, and I think that's a valid point, and I actually do agree with that. I think a mob introduced should actually have a use, because otherwise it's just wasted development time, you know. So I can definitely see there being pushback. There needs to be a good reason for there to be like a deer in the game, you know, but knowing Mojang, they'll just add some perky, quirky, niche drop that does one specific thing that you'll never use. So, you know, oh well, but I hope that if they do add a new mob, they'll actually give it something more broad and useful in functionality. So is the upcoming drop bad? Well, I wouldn't say it's good. I'd say most drops have been pretty mid. I understand that obviously you don't have the same time as you did before, but even the updates post 1.18 have been pretty mid anyway. It's just a scaled down version of that. I understand they don't want to ruin the magic of the game by making it too game changing, but I feel like there are so many areas of this game that needs work on, and they're just choosing to spend their time making random forests and adding a sulfur biome that nobody asked for, instead of ignoring the blatant things that people want, like better exploration and the end update, to name a few. In all fairness, they did talk about long-term planning and like vision of the game. They do want to incorporate more adventure and exploration into it, which I think is them acknowledging that they do want to do it. But if that's the case, then why have you spent the past over a year faffing around and not doing that at all, you know? Okay, I think maybe that was a bit of a hot take, but you know, still you get the idea, like, come on. Okay, so initially I was going to try and stretch out this video to like 15 minutes, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because I've ran out of things to yap about. So yeah, I mean, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do give a like and subscribe. More videos should be coming soon. Make sure to hype if you don't want to subscribe. Just help let this channel grow, so one day it can be something better than it is now. Anyway, with all that said, goodbye.